Hi everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Faith Adeshaya. I am currently based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I speak about academic success, career development, self-development, and all other good things. If you're interested in learning about all these things, definitely keep on watching. Today we are going to be speaking about how to prepare for your interviews and tips to impress your interviewers. So in my previous videos, I know I spoke about how to write a perfect CV with little to no experience, or how you can start preparing yourself for the world of work even whilst you're a student. But thankfully, you've applied for these things and you've been invited for the interviews. Hooray! But how do you impress your interviewer, and how do you make sure you move to the next stage of interview, and to the next stage of interview, and to the other stage of interviews? I'm going to be sharing about 5 tips with you I believe will be very helpful, and hopefully you land the job of your dreams. It is my joy to see you land the job of your dreams. Alright, okay, so let's move into the video. I would say the first thing is actually do your research. It says prepare for an interview. That means there's a bit of preparation that needs to go into place. If that makes sense, you need to actually do your research. And what are you researching on? You are researching on the firm. You're researching about what they have done. What is it this firm is interested in? Is it climate? Is it social impact? Is it private sector? What is it really? What are the core principles and values of the firm? You want to make sure you are really aware of it. So in the interview, you tailor your answers to what aligns with the firm's goals, values, and even the types of job they do there, if that makes sense. So I would say the first step really is preparation. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So please, you need to actually prepare for this interview. So the next thing I would say, which is very much tailored to what I said, is reach out to people who have gone ahead of you. So one thing we do in our firm is we peer people in the firm to help guide those that are applying for the job to during their interviews. So they've scaled through the first stage. They are currently preparing for their interviews coming up in weeks or days. So they pair people in the firm with those that are applying. That's one tactic you can definitely use. So reach out to someone that's either applied for the work you're applying for, or someone that is currently in the firm, to say, you're in this job, like, what is it like to work here? What are the skills I should amplify? What are the things I need to know? What are the questions I should ask? How basically can I prepare myself to excel in this interview? Reach out through LinkedIn, right? Just if you're applying to, I don't know, ABC Nigeria Limited, so Google ABC Nigeria Limited, check their LinkedIn page, check for those that work in the firm, and then you want to reach out to them, send them LinkedIn connection requests, send them messages to say, I'm applying for this job, I don't know what to do you mind prepping me? Not everybody will answer, because there are other people also sending the same messages, but you never know those that will answer you. And people have gotten jobs by simply doing this thing. It has worked for people, so try it out. Next thing I would say is practice and practice. Oh my god, practice and practice. I know I've said it a lot of times, but you want to practice, right? So now you know the questions they would ask you. Now you know about the firm. You want to practice your answers, right? There is something they call the STAR method. So that is situation, task, action, result. Most firms use this approach to grade interviewees. So it's when you're asked a question of what's the toughest thing you've ever done, something like that. You want to start with what happened, what's the task, what action did you take, and what was the result. So you need to practice. You need to look at yourself in the mirror, recite, introduce yourself. You want to look at yourself in the mirror and actually introduce yourself to yourself, if that makes sense. You want to meet your colleague in, do they call colleagues? You want to meet your friends in school to say, how about I introduce myself to you, tell me what you think I can improve on. How about I tell you about the most difficult thing I've done in my life. How about tell you about why this firm in particular, but you want to practice with people, you want to practice by yourself, you want to make sure that it is not a week to the interview you are thinking, oh, so what's the toughest thing I've done in my life, or when have I ever faced a conflict and how did I resolve it. You want to make sure you're constantly practicing, and I'm sure this would help you. Final thing I would say is your interviewers are human beings like you. It's like when I'm interviewing people and they're like, oh, I was so nervous. I'm like, before this call, I was watching a movie or I was watching a YouTube video. So it's not like I was, doing something extraordinary. I'm a human being like you. Your interviewers are human beings like you. They have, things they're working on. They have their strengths, they have their weaknesses, as much as you also have your strengths and weaknesses. So please calm down. Right, so take a breather, calm down, please. Don't be nervous. The nerves are there. I'm not saying they won't come. If I was to have an interview tomorrow, I will be nervous. So it happens to the best of us. But please calm down. Your interviewers are human beings like you. They understand you. They're not expecting you to be perfect, but irrespective of how imperfect you are, you have to show that you are qualified for the job you're applying for. You have to show you have the necessary skills, experience that you need to come into this firm you're applying for. So please calm down. Don't let the nerves get the best of you. Actually practice, and this is where practice comes into play. If you practice, you know what you want to say. You're not thinking about what you want to say. You know what to say when you're asked, please introduce yourself. You know what you want to say when you're asked, when have you faced a tough challenge at work. You know what you want to say when you're asked why XYZ firm. So you know all these things. You really just need to calm down, remember all those things you've practiced, right? And then let it flow. Also, a bonus tip will be personalize the experience. So your interviewers are listening to 10 people or more, right? You want to make sure they remember you. They want to remember you with, I don't know what is it you want to stand out, but they want to remember you. So make sure that you personalize the stories, personalize the answer, personalize the experience, especially in your fit interviews. So that's the interviews you're asked about. What is it you want to do in 5 years' time? Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? What's your career plan? All those personal questions, you really want to personalize it. I don't know if that makes sense. So I know there are so many more tips that can make you stand out, but if you apply all these things, it will make a difference. It will make you stand out. It will differentiate you between someone that has done the work, someone that has put in the effort, someone that has done the research, and someone that has not. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, if it helped you in any way or two, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all those good things. And I know that you will come back to share your testimonies. Thank you for watching. Look forward to my next video, and bye for now. Bye for now. If you don't prepare to fail, if you don't plan, if you don't prepare, what's the adage? If you don't plan to fail, you're preparing to. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Yes, sorry. So if you plan to fail,